think we should do a summer song from 1964. This song provides some really good challenges for your chording hands. So let's dive into the chords. I'm going to show you a little hack that you can do. I'll go over the strumming. We'll do some practice sessions together, and I'll show you a little challenge that you can do at the end that will really elevate your playing. Let's go. Grab your ukulele. Let's do this together. You've got chords that you probably already know. There's a G and a C and a D and an A minor. Going up to maybe a little bit more advanced beginner level is an E minor. Think of it as like a ladder. And you really have to arch these fingers in order to not have them fall down on these strings that are closer to the floor and mute them. So when you start hearing thunks like that, that's what's happening. Then there is a B7. In fact, there's 3 different versions of a B. B7 is like a sister chord or cousin chord of the E minor, and you just move everything closer to your face. Now, I personally am more comfortable with the barred chord version of it. So barring all the way across the 2nd fret, and then I use my middle finger on the C string 3rd fret. That is also another way to do a B7, and you'll see in the play along, that's how I'm most likely going to appear. But you might find it easier to do this way. And again, really have to arch these fingers, particularly that index finger, so it doesn't mute that A string. There's also a barred chord, a B minor, and barring the 2nd fret and then reaching over with your ring finger to the A string, that's not the A string, the G string on the 4th fret. Oh, we got the train going by in the distance too. So a B minor, and then cringeworthy B flat. So B flat. I was just talking with some of my patrons and they said, I remember when B flat was so hard. So things that I do to make my B flat better is I roll this finger up towards the nut to get more of the bony portion of the finger in contact with those strings. I mean, my fingers are bony anyway, but then making sure that I'm really arching these fingers so they're not falling down. I also reposition my thumb. Instead of having it more like this, I put it like this to play the B flat, so I can really pinch between these 2 fingers. So doing a pinch, and you can see how my hand kind of follows that pinch. A lot of times when I'm playing, it's very nice and round and open, but not for a B flat. I'm squeezing down on it. And you know, a lot of times my whole arm gets involved as I bring it in closer to my body. So hopefully those tips will help you with your B flat. The intro and the verses use a repeated pattern of chords over and over again. It's a G, a B minor, C, and D, and it goes over and over again, sometimes 3 times, sometimes 4 times. So let's just practice it with some down strums first. The G to the B minor is the toughest transition, so let's just practice that tough transition together. So here we go. We're just going to do down strums, and we're just going to go G, rest, and B minor, rest, and G, rest, and B minor, and G, and B minor. So if that is hard for you, just practice that much. Do that for about a week. Do it for a couple minutes a day. If you do it for 2-3 minutes a day, you will be better. I guarantee it. So do that for about a week and then come back and tackle this song. The strum I suggest for this song is a bum ditty or cowboy strum. 2 names, same thing. It is a down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. But it's got some flavor to it. It's not just a down, down, up, down, down, up. See, that's just basic. We're going to put some flavor in it by that first down is just going to be kind of like a bounce on your top 2 strings, on your G and C string. Bounce, bounce, and you just don't go all the way down your instrument. So it's bounce, down, up, bounce, down, up, bounce, down, up, bounce, down, up. And the down, up is not equal. You don't take a single beat and divide it in half. You divide it more into like 2/3, thirds. Bounce, long, short, up, long, short, long, short. So let's just try that on a G, and I'll say it along with you. 1, 2, here we go. Bounce, down, up, 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 bounce, down, up. And this gives the flavor of the song on the verses just this really nice, happy little bouncy tune, you know, or bouncy feeling, rhythm, strum, something. There's a hack that's going to make your life easier on chord transitions and make everything sound smooth and actually add some style points too. It's putting an A minor 7 on the up strum of that bum ditty. What that means is on that up strum, all these fingers come up too, because A minor 7 has no fingers and allows you to get your fingers in place for the next chord. So going very slowly through this chord progression, let's try that really slowly. We're going to go bounce, down, up, bounce, down, up, bounce, down, up, bounce, down, up. So each time this hand comes up on the up strum. Let's do it again, a little faster. 1, 2, here we go. G, down, up, B minor, down, up, C, down, up, D, down, up. Let's do it 4 times in a row, even a little faster. 1, 2, here we go. G, and B minor, down, up, C, down, up, D. That's first time. G, down, up, B minor, down, up, C, down, up, D. Second time. Now it's the third. And B minor, and C, down, up, D. Last time. G, down, up, B minor, down, up, C, down, up, D, down, up. And you know about speed controls on YouTube, right? If I'm going too fast, you can slow me down, and if this is too slow, speed me up. At the end of the third verse, we have some other chords added in. So let's practice adding in those other chords, because we've got a B flat, C, and G. Again, you can use that hack. So B flat, down, up, C, down, up, G, down, up. So use that A minor 7 to help you with that. And then the other thing that you might want to consider is, instead of playing your C like this, you can play your C like this. So from going from the B flat to the C, your hand doesn't change shape. It just shifts from the 1st fret to the 3rd fret. So it looks like this. You're going B flat, down, up, C, down, up, G. And I still use that cheat, B flat, down, up. So on the up, I'm lifting and moving. C, down, up, G, down, up. So consider doing that. I use that many times in my playing just to make it easier, and then also because I like to hear that the chords, almost like on piano where you're moving the chords up. The piano board, you know. Well, up would be this direction for me. I guess up would be that direction for you. Anyway, moving them up. Let's do a practice run of doing our regular chord progression for the verses and adding that B flat, C, G on at the end. So 1, 2, here we go. G, down, up, B minor, down, up, C, down, up, D, down, up, G, and B flat, and C, and G. Yeah. In the chorus, most of the chords are 4 beats long, so let's shift our strumming pattern to the island strum. We also have a D to an E minor there, and that's a big shift. My whole hand has to shift from going to that D to the E minor. See how it's going up to get all those fingers in, and then it has to shift. So you might just practice that back and forth, shortcut your learning, spend some time doing that. Again, you can use that cheat on the island strum as well. You can take that last upbeat of the island strum and do an A minor 7 on that. So it's not a cheat, it sounds cool. In the chorus, there's a place where two chords share the 4 beats, and it's over one word, you, and so you have to go from a B minor to an A minor, and they each get 2 beats, so why not go back to the bum diddy strum? So you're going B minor, down, up, A minor, down, up. In the play along, I'm going to have them color coded in yellow, and I have that on my chord chart as well. And I'd hope you'd want to get a chord chart, because that means that you'd be a patron. My patrons have access to over 200 chord charts, plus 2 live Zoom sessions a month with me, and currently I'm offering a free 7-day trial for you to check it out and see if you want to become a member. And of course you can cancel at any time. So if you're here this far with me, come on, be a patron. Let's practice the chorus, just the chords. I have the B minor and A minor in yellow here, and let's just practice it, getting used to how it feels. 1, 2, here we go. C, down, up, down, a B, and G, and E minor, and C, and D, and E minor, G, and B7, and E minor, and B minor, A minor, and E minor, and E. Oh, but if you want to do something kind of a little snazzy, on the E minors here on fall, Chad and Jeremy, when they did it, they had a little drum, so the fall, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, but don't you know? Let's try it again and add in those little hits, if you want, and otherwise just play an island strum, that works too. 1, 2, here we go. And D, and G, and E minor, C, and D, here comes, and E, and G, and B7, and E minor, and B minor, A minor, E minor, D, E minor, and D. And then you go back into the 2-beat strum, or the bum ditty, and then also the regular chord progression. Let's talk about the ending. This could really elevate your playing. Let's go there. Well, first of all, you don't have to do this. You can simply end on a G, and again, in the chord chart and the play along, I'll have a little asterisk there saying, you can just stop there. Here's the challenge, the outro, where and dream of you. Yeah, because they put an E in there. So this is how I am doing it. And there are more ways to do it than what I'm showing you. So I'm doing my D, G, the B minors, normal, but then I'm doing my C like a B flat shape. C on the 3rd fret is where it's starting, then I move it all the way to the 5th fret, and then I have a D chord there. And then if I move it to the 7th fret, you have an E chord. So it allows you to... Now you will have to strengthen your hands in order to get that to work, because your strings are further away from your fretboard the further you go up your neck. So if it seems harder, well, yeah, it is. but I love making this B-flat shape travel around. I've done classes on movable shapes, and this is one of my favorite ones to teach. Well, of course, Chad and Jeremy were finger pickers on their guitar, so this is what I would recommend for finger picking on the ukulele. I would only do it on the verses, and I would, ignore my poor, very injured fingernail, injured so badly I had to put a fake one on. So I would do a 3 pluck like this. So I'm going down on my G string, my middle finger's on my E, and then my A string is being picked up by my ring finger. And then I would go C, E, A, like that. So with the chords for the verses, it sounds like this. So if you'd like to finger pick, that would be my suggestion, but that's only one of many things you could do. I got a little history nerd section here for you. Chad Stewart and Jeremy Clyde were Chad and Jeremy, and they had 4 really big hits in the United States, even though they were British. They were part of the British invasion. And yes, they did have some popularity in England, but not nearly what they had. My dog is snuffling over here, sorry. Not nearly the kind of popularity in the UK as they did over in the United States. And sadly, they didn't realize what a hit they were. And so Jeremy Clyde gets an acting job in the West End of London. That's like Broadway in London. And so he was gone for almost a year doing an acting job, and he has a lot of regrets about that. Apparently both of them did some acting jobs, and Chad, he's the one with glasses, he's the voice of the vulture in Disney's Jungle Book, the original movie that came out when I was a kid in '67. So there you go. They had 4 big hits. Yesterday's Gone, Willow Weep for Me, Before and After, and of course, Summer Song. They did have some reunions at various times in the 80s, but you know, it's, when bands break apart, I think that says something to how difficult it is to maintain a successful career as a performing musician. And so my hat's off to people that can do it for year after year after year, so like Taylor Swift. That's got to take some energy. The Rolling Stones, right? I hope this really helps you on your ukulele journey, that you feel like you're getting more comfortable with these more difficult and challenging chords, and that you can switch them faster using that little hack. So trees, that's our starting pitch. 1, 2, 1, 2, and here we go. But don't you know that it hurts me so to say goodbye to you? Wish you didn't have to go. No, 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 no. And when the rain beats against my window pane, I think of summer days ago. But don't you know that it hurts me so to say goodbye to you? Wish it didn't have to go. No, 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 no. And when the rain beats against my window pane, I'll think of summer days again and dream of you, and dream of you. Hey! All right, I wonder how many words I missed. That's a possibility. And I had to film this a couple times because there was a flying insect around here, calling a flying ant thing. Yeah, summer days. Things that generally don't happen in winter. All right, thank you so much for watching to the end. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell if you haven't already. Thank you to all my patrons, because this really wouldn't be possible without your both financial support and your encouragement. So thank you so very much. And I should mention that this was a request too. So thanks so much for that request. See you in the next video.